I, Dr. Balwinder Singh Dhaliwal and Dr. Garima Saini, welcome you all for this industry-sponsored workshop. This workshop is planned with the industry partners, Scientific Technologies Indore, and we have focused this workshop on the very current topics of IoT and artificial intelligence. This workshop has been planned by EC Department of NITS Chandigarh, and conducting short-term courses for faculty and such workshops for faculty is a regular feature of this particular our EC department. So this is a very vibrant department in NITS Chandigarh, which is offering PhD under different categories. Like we are offering PhD for engineering college teachers under QIP scheme, similarly PhD for polytechnic teachers under QIP scheme. In addition to this, we are also offering PhD under direct category for regular candidates, and for regular full-time PhD, there are various fellowship options available. In addition to PhD, we are also running different ME programs, ME in ECE as a regular mode as well as in modular mode. And recently, under the guidance of our director, Professor S.S. Patnaik, we have started ME in ECE with specialization in artificial intelligence, having well-established labs in our department. So labs in antenna design, VLSI design, embedded systems. So these are very few of the well-established labs. And currently we are establishing a state-of-the-art lab in the artificial intelligence technologies. Other major activities of the departments include consultancy for various technical subjects, instructional material development, and short-term training programs for students and faculty. With this brief introduction of the department, so now I invite Professor S.S. Gill to say a few words for this workshop.
Respected Professor S.S. Patnaik, Director NIITTR, our industry partners from Scientific Technologies, Mr. Rajiv Karothia and his team, and the resource persons, dear participants from across the country, I welcome you all on the inaugural session of this 5-day workshop on IoT and artificial intelligence. Like Professor Dhaliwal was saying, we have been conducting similar programs over the last 1.5 years during the pandemic times. Last year, we conducted similar project-based learning programs with partners from US. So building upon our experience in that particular program on IoT and AI as well as machine learning, we had two-week programs. We are now having an Indian partner here with which we hope the learning part would be as good, if not better. Regarding this course, our basic focus is that you should be having project work, experiential learning, as well as hands-on sessions during these 5 days, so that whatever you learn is practiced and it can finally help you to implement that in your projects, research work, as well as teaching your students. I hope that all of you have a good time learning, and we all are available for you over these 5 days and even after that, so that whatever queries you have, whatever problems you have, we can together make it a good learning experience. I again welcome our director for sparing his time and Scientech people for joining us, and dear participants also, and I hope that we'll have a good time during these 5 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Gill sir, for encouraging words. So thank you very much. Now I invite Dr. Garima Saini to kindly introduce our director sir and invite director sir for a keynote address. Dr. Garima Saini. Madam, you are not audible. Kindly switch on your mic.
Thank you, Dr. Balwinder, and thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. So I would like to introduce our director, sir, to all the participants. So our worthy director, Professor S.S. Patnaik, work in the mantra of I can do it, and he basically believes that united we work, together we achieve, and team we win. And it was our great opportunity for all the teammates to perform under the guidance of Professor S.S. Patnaik. So Professor Shyam Sundar Patnaik completed his PhD in engineering from Sambalpur University, Odisha, and postdoctoral research from University of Uttar, USA. Before joining to the post of director, Professor Patnaik served as Vice Chancellor of Biju Patnaik University of Technology, a technical university of Government of Odisha. He has 2 international books, 4 international book chapters to his credit. He is a recipient of different fellowships. Few of them are Boycott Fellowship from TST, Government of India, SCRC Visiting Fellowship, INSA Visiting Fellowship. He is also awarded with Distinguished Faculty Award, National Education Excellence Award, Punjab Vigyan Ratan Award. He is brain behind the use of Google Hangout to conduct faculty training programs online, and this which we are experiencing nowadays. So with these words, I request our worthy director, Professor Patnaik, to kindly deliver the keynote address.
Professor Gill, Professor Dhaliwal, Dr. Garima, expert from the Scientech, dear participants, namaskar and good morning to all of you. Before I pick up this topic and just give some inputs inside this, let me tell you one thing, that after completing 24 PhD under my guidance, I realized that creating PhD student is not a big job. Making them get PhD degree is not a big job, because once you allow your students to go for a PhD program and once you complete 24 PhD, because almost all 23 have completed under me and one more is due to face his defense now, 52 MTech thesis, that gives a complete insight of the academics. Then I could realize that unless we make our academic meaningful, then somewhere when you reach age, it will haunt you that आप अभी तक क्या किए हैं, खाली पेपर बनाए. जैसे मेरे 295 पब्लिकेशन है, वो बायोडाटा पढ़ने के टाइम में लिखा बोला जाता है 295 पब्लिकेशन, बट जब रात में मैं शांत में बैठता हूँ, अपने आप को पूछता हूँ भाई क्या क्या है सोसाइटी के लिए, ये आपको हंट करेगा. कुछ साल का बाद ये हंट करेगा कि आप तो 25 PhD बना दिए, इतना थेसिस निकाल दिए, उतना पब्लिकेशन कर लिए, बट व्हाट इज दैट रियली यू हैव डन टू दिस सोसाइटी. जब ये हंटिंग शुरू हो जाता है, देन रियलाइज होता है मुझे कुछ करना पड़ेगा. तो देन इन दिस हंटिंग आई कुड रियलाइज दैट हमारा एकेडमिक सिस्टम ऐसे एक सिस्टम है, दिस सिस्टम इज नॉट एट दिस प्रेजेंट स्टेट is really meaningful for our society and industry. So therefore कहीं ना कहीं उस gap को, to fill up that gap, we realize that as silo institute, as single institute, we cannot really complete this mammoth task which is in front of us. हम लोगों को अपना partner and network partner लेना पड़ेगा. In this process, last few years में this institute which has more than 50 years of existence, हम लोग 1967 में बने थे. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का इतना बड़ा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हमारा पास है, फंडिंग है, then we could realize that unless we network ourselves, partner ourselves, we cannot make contribution which has a meaningful contribution for the society and industry. So in this process, what we did, we started searching for our equal partners, like-minded people with whom we can network. And this process, we started networking with industry, partnering with industry, partnering with R&D organizations. जैसे यहाँ सेमीकंडक्टर कॉम्प्लेक्स है, सेमीकंडक्टर लिमिटेड है, SCL मोहाली, आप some of you might be knowing, उनका साथ हमारा 10 years का MOU है. Anybody who is working in VLSI, if they cannot have a direct access to this semiconductor lab, they can go through NITER Chandigarh. NITER Chandigarh will facilitate them to have access to those world-class facilities. We have industry partner like Typhoon, Sweden का एक कंपनी है, उसमें हार्डवेयर इन लूप में अगर कोई काम करना चाहता है, इनफैक्ट इंडस्ट्री फेलोशिप, डॉक्टर धलीवाल जब PhD का बात कर रहे थे, he missed that we also have industry sponsored PhD program. The industry people are sponsoring the fellowship, like ABP has sponsored PhD fellowship here, Typhoon is sponsoring PhD fellowship here. So we have so many such companies at the present stage who are sponsoring the PhD fellowship here. Why we went for this? Because we realized unless we bring the industry into our activities domain, we cannot really create thesis which will have meaningful outcome for the society. Similarly, we started interacting with better institutes so that the facilities which are not available with us can be extended to our students, can be extended to our partner, can be extended to our participants, so that they are who are having a limitation of exploring their creative idea or innovation will be facilitated to have those facilities, and they can really do contribution to the country's strategic requirement and in that matter any requirement. तो आज का दिन में जब मैं कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट का एक इवैल्यूएशन को देखता हूँ आफ्टर चेयरिंग मेनी कमिटीज एंड गोइंग एज ए मेंबर ऑफ मेनी कमिटी, देन मेरा ये मानना है इवन इंटरनेशनल स्फीयर में भी the institutes are going to be evaluated in 3 parameters. I name them as DPS. The D stands for data. How much data owning you are having? कितना डाटा का ओनरशिप आपका पास है, that will decide in future that how much revenue we can really earn out of this ownership. जो आप लोग न्यूज में भी सुनते होंगे डाटा 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 डाटा. So today honestly it is a strong belief that the institutes who have started accumulating data for themselves, having a rights over that, they are basically accumulating resources for them. They are accumulating revenue for them. So those institutes who are running MBA, especially the good tier 1 institute, tier 2 institute, you know, for their MBA students, they ask lot of case studies. And for those case studies, they pay a lot of money, a huge amount of money. That's why the MBA fee and these things are so high. So therefore, this is a small example how the data is earning for the data owner institute. So therefore, one of the area is your data owning. P is for products. Whether it is a IT product, आप ERP generate कर रहे हैं कि LMS generate कर रहे हैं, doesn't matter, or you are going for this manufacturing industry for developing products. Whether it is an agriculture product, whether it is an industry product, whether it is an MSCB industry product, doesn't matter. So how your mechanical production, your metallurgy, your mineral, all these departments, its contribution in combined way, in interdisciplinary approach, giving the product to those industries. How much as an academic institute you are contributing to that. So that gives you patent, that gives you IPRs, that gives you again revenue earning source. The third is this society. The societal needs are many. You name smart healthcare, smart city, smart agriculture, smart environmental issues. So anything which is having a direct relevance to the human race, humanity, existence of the society, how much you are contributing. Electronics department may be a sensor-based department which is more tuned for smart activities. If they are clubbed with the department like instrumentation department, they will be more tuned, empowered for those IoT applications. So that's the way like the clustering of the institutes are required at this stage, so that you can address DPS. A computer science department will be more towards the database research. A mechanical, manufacturing or core industry departments, they will be more towards the P products. And the department like circuit departments, they will be more towards the system or the society, so that the smart system can be generated. So when we look into this type of situation and so-called the technology which we say now 4G, maybe this industry 4.0, maybe 5.0 will be shortly coming because the specifications, the guidelines are under formulation now. So when we are looking forward to those type of industries, and personally my belief is that the department boundary is going to perish. If you see the today's drone technology, which is strategic in nature for your country's security, for delivering those items in a very odd situation where even helicopter cannot land. So it is a service to the humankind as a support system. Which department it belongs to? The drone doesn't belong to any of the department. It has an interdisciplinary approach. Robots, they are also interdisciplinary. So you take any of this new technology, strategic area or the application areas, it doesn't have a specific department tag to them. So therefore, there is lot of interdisciplinarities are coming, and that's the reason at the institute level, we should be confined to the cluster rather than departments. And when we talk about the clusters, and when we talk about the recent Industry 4.0 and the smart technology, IoT and artificial intelligence cannot be actually kept in a back seat. When we talk about the accumulation of the data, your sensors or the IoT networks, this will come into picture. When it comes to the analytics and decision making, you have to have a AI in your place. So whether it is a machine learning, whether it is a analytics, whether it is a decision making, whether it is a autonomous systems, you name anything, it needs to have the IoT and AI in an application layer level. Like in network, we talk about different layer. So you have to really confine to the application layer. That is what is the requirement from your side. And the application layer can be fruitfully discussed only when there is an industry partner to discuss that. Because we can create the physical layer with our knowledge, with our experience, but when it comes to the application layer, the person who is in the field, he needs to be brought in. And that is what is this team has done by bringing Scientech in our loop, so that they will talk sense about the application layer, so that you understand how at the ground level, with the different type of hardware, with the different type of softwares, you can really implement in the application layer. And beyond that, once you understand the application layer, adding security to that, adding some value to that is not a big deal. It is like pizza topping. कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है जो हमारा बेसिक नॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी डिग्री, उधर इट इज बीटेक, एमटेक, पीएचडी, इनफैक्ट कहीं फेसबुक में मैं पिज्जा वाला एक एग्जांपल देख रहा था, सो आई विल ऐड समथिंग ऑन दैट. हैविंग ए नॉर्मल इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री इज लाइक ए पिज्जा बेस. जब आप उसमें एमटेक की पीएचडी कर लेते हो, देन यू ऐड दिस चीज एंड सॉस टू दैट. तो खाली तो पिज्जा बेस खा नहीं सकते हो, नहीं है तो खाना पड़ेगा. तो उसको लेके आप कितना इधर उधर भागोगे. तो पिज्जा बेस का एक्सेप्टेंस ज्यादा नहीं है. उसका ऊपर थोड़ा चीज यूज डालोगे तो थोड़ा एक्सेप्टेंस हो गया. एमटेक पीएचडी कर ले तो और थोड़ा एक्सेप्टेंस हो गया. अभी पिज्जा का वैल्यू रेट चेंज होता है जब पिज्जा हट में बैठते हो कि डोमिनो में बैठते हो, किस टॉपिंग को आप चूज करते हो. वो जो टॉपिंग है वो कॉम्पिटेंसी एंड स्किल है. और वो टॉपिंग आप एक टॉपिंग में जाओगे, ओनियन डालोगे तो कॉस्ट कम है, अगर पनीर लोगे तो कॉस्ट बढ़ जाता है. तो आपका पास किस टाइप का टॉपिंग है, किस टाइप का कॉम्पिटेंसी, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ कॉम्पिटेंसी यू आर हैविंग, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ स्किल यू आर हैविंग, दैट डिसाइड्स योर वैल्यू टुडे. So simply having a degree that is equivalent to having a pizza with topping with cheese will not work. You need to have different type of toppings for making yourself or be valuable at the present time. And that topping is variable because taste कभी फिक्स नहीं रहता है. आप भी खुद जाके पिज्जा हट अगर बार बार जाते हो कि डोमिनो जाते हो, एक टाइप का टॉपिंग खाने के लिए आपको इच्छा नहीं होता है, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको चेंज मूड होता है. सो व्हेन द टॉपिंग इज डायनामिक, योर कॉम्पिटेंसी एंड स्किल कैनॉट बी स्टैटिक विथ टाइम. So the competency and skill and time both are variable, both go together. अगर समय का साथ अपना competency skill को साथ साथ लेके नहीं चल पाओगे, आप पीछे पड़ जाओगे, पीछे रह जाओगे, nobody will value that pizza base कि मेरा पास ये डिग्री है, वो डिग्री है. वो पूछा जाएगा वो डिग्री के साथ आपको ये करना आता है क्या, ये प्रोग्रामिंग करना आता है, ये बनाना आता है, then only the things will come into light. So for this reason, it is a time that living in past glory कि मेरा ये डिग्री कि मैं पोस्टडॉक ये उससे करके आया था, this that is not the time. You have created a better pizza base. आप लोकल पिज्जा बेस खरीदे नहीं है, आप डोमिनो की पिज्जा हट का पिज्जा बेस हो, अच्छा डिग्री है आपका पास, लेकिन उसका बाद उसी बेस को लेके क्रेडिट लेना ज्यादा दिन उसमें सरवाइव नहीं कर पाओगे. So therefore this type of topping based training programs are needed, and my people, my team here, they are very much aware of this dynamism. They understand this dynamism. They understand their strength as well as their weakness, and they are also concerned about the requirement of the society and industry. So when they see that these concerns are to be addressed in the benefit of the industry and the society, they bring their partners into place. And today, electronics department, I must congratulate, in fact, Professor Gill started this trend last year onwards. He started making it a point that out of the many courses which they are offering as a training course, some of the course should be completely industry driven, supported by industry, so that it makes value for the participants who are really interested in the applications direction. Information based knowledge, information based learning is over. जब हम लोगों का गूगल इतना स्मार्ट नहीं था, गूगल इतना एग्रेसिव नहीं था, हम नॉर्मल ईमेल सर्च, इंटरनेट सर्च में जाके to get information. Then from information to we went to knowledge. Knowledge gathering आज का दिन में अगर प्रोफेसर एस एस पटनायक की गिल साहब नहीं देंगे, आप स्वयं से ले लोगे, कोर्सेरा से ले लोगे, यूडेमी से ले लोगे, कहीं भी knowledge are available everywhere now. But when it comes to competency and skill, आप उस गुरु का पास जाना पड़ेगा. अगर अर्जुन जैसे धनुर्धर बनना है, देन आपको द्रोणाचार्य को ढूंढना पड़ेगा, गुरु परशुराम को ढूंढना पड़ेगा. So right kind of gurus are required for giving the right kind of skill and competency. Information कहीं से भी आज का दिन में मिल जाएगा. So there are knowledge gurus and information gurus are plentifully available, but competency gurus are having the same scarcity like Kautilya, like Dronacharya, like Parshuram. So you have to search for that. So this is a requirement that you have to find a right kind of gurus and go with them. Hopefully my people will justify your aspiration or your desire to learn this thing and will give a right kind of guruship which is expected from them. With this word, I expect that looking into the requirement of IoT, AI, especially in the agriculture sector, smart agriculture, kahan kam water mein aap you wanted to rise to grow. This is a challenge. And this is what is the required that how the agriculture can be addressed to. When it is going for the Himalayan belt or Northeast belt, how you can address the Himalayan issues, starting from the जो बर्फ नीचे गिरता है उसको भी कैसे रुका जा सकता है, बिफोर टाइम आप बंदे को सेव कर सकते हैं, दैट इज आल्सो रिक्वायरमेंट. हाउ टू टेक केयर ऑफ द फ्लड रीजन्स. So all those things, if you see, the IoT can be really integrated with many things. I was evaluating one of the project proposal of IIT Delhi because they have that seed money approach and their project came. I was in one of the project came to me is Internet of Water Things. Internet of Water Thing. Internet of Things is your IoT. Internet of Water Things. That means वो कहाँ सब रिवर बेल्ट में वो सेंसर लगा के वो डाटा लेना चाहते हैं कि फ्लड आने से पहले किस जगह में स्लाइडिंग हो जाएगा, किस रोड पहले टूट जाएगा, मॉइस्चर कंटेंट क्या है. सो इफ यू सी योर IoT कैन बी जॉइन टू एनीथिंग. Once the IoT platform gives you the mega data, subsequently you have to go for the analytics. What type of analytics tools you have to do. Then subsequently it is the decision or autonomous system which you are planning. Then AI will come into picture. So when you are bringing AI into picture, your machine learning aspect is coming into picture, your deep learning coming into picture. So how you are handling this type of different type of loop, different type of networks, that matters. So how you are staggering your activities, which layer you want to penetrate more, what is your strength, that is what this scientific people will try to give you some insight कि इस layer में ये difficulty level इतना है, इस layer में ये knowledge level requirement है, इसमें ये programming skill जरूरत है, इसमें ये competency जरूरत है. That is what I also expect from these scientific people to address in application layer. With these words, I once again wish all of you for a good academic and competency based learning. Hopefully these 5 days you will have a memorable experience in handling the IoT and AI type of applications. God bless all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your guidance and sharing your thought process about the importance of interdisciplinary research. You also very nicely outlined the need of updating skill and competency in today's world, especially in the field of IoT and AI. So on behalf of department, I thank you very much for sparing your valuable time from your busy schedule for being part of this NAGROL schedule and presenting the keynote address. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. I would also like to thank our HOD, Professor S.S. Gill, for his always full support for conducting such interdisciplinary industry partnered activities. So he is the force behind in organizing such activities by the department. So, sir, I thank you for also for sparing your time and for giving guidance whenever it is required.
So I would like to invite Mr. Manish Joshi, Manager Marketing Scientific Technologies. He is having 30 plus of years experience in techno-commercial domain. So I hope he will give the brief insight of the activity we have planned for these 5 days. So over to you, Mr. Manish Joshi.
Thanks, ma'am. This is Manish from Scientific Technologies. And thanks to Professor Patnaik for addressing the session fantastically. Thanks to Professor Gill as well for his address. And now let's come to the IoT session. So this workshop is basically the outcome of the thought process of Dr. Balvinder ji and the Dr. Garima ma'am. And then they had an initial discussion with my colleague, Mr. Nirmal Singh from Delhi. And then this workshop we have framed out. As before starting my session, I would like to say special thanks to the NITTR Chandigarh, because when I started my academics during 87, 88, I remember at that time this NITTR name was TTTI Chandigarh. And during those time, to learn basic electronics was a difficult bit task, like the PN junction and the semiconductor theory, the NPN transistor, PNP transistors. That time, a fantastic book has been introduced by TTTI Chandigarh by Dr. Bhargav and Kulshresht, Basic Electronics. I still have that book with me. I refer that book till today. I am referring that book. Fantastically, they have explained the dia or transistor in a very easiest language, like RC coupled amplifier, push-pull amplifier, the oscillators. That fantastic book, which is still in my library. And similar way, that how difficult things can be explained in the easiest way to understand. That is the objective of this Scientech and NITTR training course on the IoT. As Professor Naik said, that data is very important. Very rightly said, the data is very important. But data without tag is basically the garbage. So only just collecting the data is not important, but we should have that. Data should be tagged with 4 W's. The one is the what, second is the where, third is the whose, and is the when. So what kind of data I am capturing, whether I am capturing a temperature or I am capturing a weight or I am capturing a load or I am capturing humidity. Then this is whose data is, whether it's an agriculture line or somewhere else. Then when, what is the time stamping of this data when I am capturing? So that is very important. And the location as well, from where this data is. So data without these 4 tags is nothing, it's a garbage. But data with these 4 tags, you get a knowledge. Once you have the data, what Professor Patnaik said, that once you have a data, then what that data is doing, you have to do the analysis as well. You have to store it somewhere. So it may be on a cloud, it may be on some database management. Then you have that knowledge of the system, what you are having, you have ample of data. But then you need to do the analysis as well. So once you do the analysis, then if I do analysis, but if I don't take any action, if I don't display that, then it's of no use. So I have to take some actions as well based on the data analytics. And this is how we go from a basic to a smart system. So this is how the IoT in all is. And IoT is defined in so many different ways. People call it Internet of Things. Somebody called it is the integration of different technologies. But for a layman, if somebody asks me that how you can define the Internet of Things, the IoT. During our school days, we remember I wrote in one of my article that during school days, we remember the definition of noun. Noun is the name of a person, place, or a thing. When you connect person, place, and thing with each other through an internet, it becomes the IoT. I'm connecting machine to machine, I'm connecting human to machine, I'm connecting machine to place, and then it becomes the IoT. This is what is the simplest way of defining the IoT, that is the Internet of Things. So when we start this with simplest definition of IoT, what the Internet of Things is. So when I'm connecting to a particular place, so at that place, I may be capturing humidity, I may be capturing temperature, I may be capturing some pressure. So what I need the sensors. But where I'm going to install these sensors, I'm definitely going to install some some circuitry. I'm going to design some circuitry. So I should have the knowledge of some circuit design and simulation tools, that where I am going to design this circuitry. So on day one, we are going to address that how we shall be having this different circuit design and simulation tool and how it is being used. Then the different kind of sensors. It may be humidity, temperature, flow, blah, blah, blah. But only having a sensors output doesn't solve the problem. I need some signal conditioning circuits. I may need an instrumentation amplifier. I may need some filter to filter out the noise. I may need some A to D converter. So these are all different signal conditioning circuits, which are very important when we are studying the IoT, because capturing the signal from sensors and then you come to processing the different sensor signals. And then the circuit design, basically, that comes on the simulation tool what you are using. Then if you see the OSI stack of IoT, then we see that on a physical layer, physical connection, we are using different wireless communication technologies. I'm using the Zigbee, I may be using the Bluetooth. For smart health application, I may be using the Wi-Fi. So these are all different wireless communication technologies. Now, making a node which has been connected from a sensor and a signal conditioning circuits to a controller. So these days, the popular controller is Arduino. So it may be 2560 or Atmega 328. So we need some knowledge of that Arduino programming. So how to interface the sensors with the controller. Once you have that information, then how to communicate that sensor node information to the your coordinator. So the central coordinator. So we need the Zigbee, Bluetooth. So I need to learn the interfacing of the controller with sensor side also, and at the same time I need to learn the interfacing of different communication devices, Zigbee, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi with on the controller board. The GPS, because I said that from where, so I need the location. So I must learn how this GPS module is to be interfaced with a controller. Similarly, if it comes to I wish to send this data through a GSM technology, so I must learn that how this GSM module is interfaced with a controller. So we are going to cover on the sensors, then the signal conditioning, then simple controller Arduino programming, the interfacing of sensor with the Arduino, then interfacing of different communication modules with Arduino, then the gateway, which plays a very important role, that you are taking the information from different sensor nodes and you are throwing that information and storing this information on a database through either a Ethernet or a GSM. So I need some gateway, or edge computing device, I should say. So we have a Raspberry Pi controller for that. So we are going to touch that Raspberry Pi control programming as well. Once we have the data on a cloud, then I know for application layer, I should have a knowledge of PHP, because I want to present that information to my user. So I should have the knowledge of PHP programming, the Java programming. So we are going to touch that as well during this workshop. And then finally, once you have the data, we need to have the knowledge of different algorithms which addresses the machine learning, deep learning, and we call it as an artificial intelligence, because IoT is the technology which is a gateway which takes you to the world of Industry 4.0. That is the gateway which takes you to the world of AI, ML, and deep learning. Because with IoT, I get a big data. When I am having a big data, I implement different algorithms on that, and I use it for the predictive maintenance or different means that AI, ML, and deep learning algorithms. And this is how this Industry 4.0 is taking place day by day everywhere now. Everybody is talking about the Industry 4.0. So IoT is the first step. If I want to explore the world of Industry 4.0, if I want to explore the world of AI, ML, and deep learning, I need a data. And from where I will have the real-time data. So that real-time data I will be having with the help of the IoT technology. So we can also say that IoT is a backbone of all these next generation technologies. Or we can say that IoT is a gateway. IoT is the first step which takes you to the Industry 4.0 world. So we shall be addressing the AI, ML, and Python programming. And for that, the Python is the popular language. Python is also compatible with Raspberry Pi processor as well. So that is the reason that we are going to touch that as well. So these 5 days will be starting from circuit design and simulation, the sensors, the sensor signal conditioning circuit, the Arduino programming, then wireless communication technology interfacing with that, then the Raspberry Pi, then the PHP, the application layer programming part, and then the AI, machine learning, and deep learning. We are going to address that. So thank you so much. Once again, thanks to Dr. Garima and Dr. Balwinder ji for shaping this wonderful workshop. And my best wishes to my team as well, the Aditya Pulki, the Aditya Bishwas, Aditya Dubey, and all. And we are sure that, as the Professor Patnaik is mentioned in his profile as well, that united we work. So yes, we will work unitedly. Then together we will achieve. So together we will achieve the objective of this workshop. And yes, end of the day, we will have a win-win situation for everyone, that this program will be successful. Together we will win. Thank you so much.